Hey guys, welcome to The Strong Young Man. Protein, one of two essential macronutrients, is crucial for bone, tissue, and cellular repair. Proteins are the building blocks for life, and the body can't synthesize all the protein you need on its own. That's why consuming protein is essential. When we fail to consume adequate protein, the body will become deficient and will conserve it by withholding it from non-essential cellular repair. As a result, over time, your skin will dry out, your nails will become brittle, and your hair will thin out. In addition, the body will break down muscle tissue to use the amino acids for essential functions like DNA formation, which will leave the body wasted, suffering from fatigue and weakness. This kind of deficiency is seen in people with digestive issues such as Crohn's and celiac disease, as well as vegetarians and vegans. Despite the fact that consuming protein is essential to a well-functioning body, too much protein can be harmful. Humans need less protein than most people in the fitness industry suggest. I've heard of bodybuilding coaches having their clients on upwards of 400 grams of protein per day, which is overkill, even for the mass monsters. Consistently consuming this much protein will cause the following problems for you. 1. Eating this much protein on a consistent basis will ensure that your body is in a perpetual state of growth, which for adults is unhealthy. I've expanded on the reasons why in episode 75. 2. When too much protein is consumed, the excess will be converted into sugar via gluconeogenesis. If all you consumed was protein, the body would adapt to breaking down protein for energy. In times of caloric restriction, your body will continue to create energy from protein through gluconeogenesis. This results in the body pulling protein from the muscles and other tissues, resulting in wasting. This can induce a deficiency similar to not getting enough protein. 3. Excessive protein can cause problems to your organs. Symptoms include damage to the liver, kidney, dehydration, and high levels of ammonia in the blood. Villemur Stephenson describes the effects of protein poisoning in his book Not by Bread Alone. One particular season when he was exploring the Arctic where food was scarce, all animals became really lean, and most of his diet was made up of lean protein. He said he developed diarrhea within about a week, with a headache, lethargy, and vague discomfort. This is known as rabbit starvation. This is a condition where too many of your daily calories come from protein and not enough come from fats or carbohydrates. The human liver has a limited capacity to turn the nitrogen from the amino acids into urea, which is then excreted in our urine. Once the liver's capacity to turn the excess nitrogen into urea is exceeded, the excess kickstarts the symptoms of protein poisoning, nausea, wasting, and death. The upper limit of protein in your diet is about 40% of your daily calories, or 300 grams, whatever is less. When we exceed this daily requirement of protein, disease onset occurs. Protein is the building blocks of life, but it's also responsible for building disease. Disease can occur because excess protein causes inflammation. This will affect your immune system and accelerate aging. Collagen protein is a special case. It lacks the inflammatory amino acids and has so many benefits to connective tissue. To remain healthy, you want to consume just enough protein to serve as building blocks, and then get the rest of your energy from animal fats and natural carbohydrates such as honey, fruits, and milk. You're much better off becoming adapted to using fat for energy so that you use your own body fat in times of caloric restriction. For your protein requirements, stick to the guidelines outlined in this table. A deficient amount of protein for sedentary people is anything less than 0.8 grams per kilogram of lean body mass per day. An excessive amount of protein for sedentary people is anything greater than 1.2 grams per kilogram of lean body mass per day. For healthy men, this will be between 50 to 100 grams of protein daily. Your protein requirements will increase from this number based on the type of exercise that you do. Elite athletes and people who do resistance training will need to target 1.6 to 3.3 grams per kilogram of lean body mass per day. Finally, the elderly absorb less protein, so more protein is required to net the same nutrients being absorbed into the body. Taking myself as an example, an 80-kilo man at 10% body fat, I need between 55 to 85 grams of protein on rest days and between 115 to 240 grams on active days. The simplest method I've found to ensure I consume adequate protein is to consume one meal per day consisting of 80 grams of protein on rest days, and on active days consume a second meal to hit 150 grams total. Personally, I find this to be my preferred balance of growth versus longevity that suits me. Consuming more than the daily upper limit of protein is not desirable. It means more waste and causes more health problems for no added benefit. Do not consume more than 40% of your daily calories from protein. It will cause all sorts of stress on the body. Remember to calculate your protein requirements based off your lean mass. When growth is important, such as in infants, children, and early adulthood up to 25 years old, as well as during pregnancy, eating more protein is beneficial. But when longevity is important, eating less protein is beneficial. If you consume a high-protein diet in conjunction with other unhealthy practices such as growth hormone use, consuming processed sugar, smoking, or excessive UV exposure, then disease onset will occur. Just as too many carbohydrates and fats are bad, too much protein is bad too. Remember, protein restriction can go too far. Cysteine and glycine help to produce the antioxidant glutathione in your body. It's a balancing act to ensure that you get the right amount of protein required for your daily needs and goals. The best protein sources are from animal products in their most natural form. Avoid processed meats, protein bars, and low-quality protein sources. Don't fear reducing your protein, you won't waste away. The body reuses and recycles somewhere between 300 to 400 grams of protein within your body per day. It recycles old proteins through autophagy from sources such as old skin, damaged muscle proteins, DNA, hormones, and enzymes. Even if you had a day where you had reduced protein consumption, say you were fasting, your body amplifies autophagy and uses the recycled proteins for the necessary cellular repair. Lastly, for the scientists out there, muscle is approximately 70% water. That means to build 1 kilo of muscle, you need approximately 300 grams of protein. If you are aiming to gain muscle at an extremely fast rate of say 1 kilo per month, an arguably unattainable rate of pure lean tissue growth, then in that month, only 10 grams of protein per day is contributing towards building muscle. Just something to keep in mind. Thanks for watching today's episode. In episode 88, I'll go through the best method for prioritizing. Subscribe and hit the bell icon to be notified when it drops. Catch you then.